to hit it. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
I think this music is what the Giants need when they run out onto the field next year. Nothing like it, right?
Nothing like it.
Woo! Yeah, man. Nothing like being right all the time, too, about this club.
Only one of us was right about the playoffs, though.
You were right. Hey, you were right about the second half.
You were
too.
correct.
You were correct. Hey, man.
That's all right.
They didn't go with any of the young guys. They just and what about tonight? If they start Conforto and Yaz, they're eliminated. Does Farhan know anything about not platooning because they're facing a right-handed pitcher? They put Yaz and Conforto. They got Ramos and Matos on the bench. Now's the time to see what they can do against right-handed pitching. This is a joke. I'm telling you, Gabe does not make this lineup out. There's no way that Kapler makes this lineup out. And Farhan, let me just tell you, Farhan, you are way, way, way over your head. Go read the Peter Principle. You were an assistant general manager. You had the title.
Go read the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah. You had the title as general manager in baseball because it used to be like when Brian Sabian was here, he was the general manager. Ned Colletti was the assistant general manager. Ned got a promotion to take the Dodgers general manager's job. They've just changed the title. Pete Patulia is not the general manager of the Giants. He's the assistant. And Farhan is an assistant. The Giants have a rudderless ship running this operation, and Farhan is way, way over his head. He doesn't know how to make any deals. He doesn't know how to negotiate. He doesn't know how to communicate with the press. He is a behind-the-scenes background guy. Your president of baseball operations, or what they used to call the GM, is a leader, is a salesman, is a type A personality. He's not a number crunching, bean counting little, whatever. He just get the Giants somebody in there that's tough, somebody that's a fighter. That's why GMs are laughing. That's why Tom Verducci's saying, if this is the style of baseball going forward, I don't want any part of it. Nobody wants a part of what the Giants are selling. Nobody. Except the people donating to charity tonight, showing up at the ballpark. The numbers were actually pretty decent out there. And, when I see the top of the 10th, when the Padres put across 3 runs, the crowd just leaves in mass exodus, which they should, because it's completely, everybody knows the Giants aren't going to put up a 3 spot. So, I actually had a comment to that, and I'm going to show that to you guys. Where is it?
While you try to find it, Dan, you got Jim on base. Hey, welcome, Jim. Dan has turned into Dan Animal. He wants answers.
That's right, Jimmy. I want answers. I'm tired of watching this crap show.
Hey, he had a little short out there today with Flavor Flav. That was pretty cool.
I missed that. I'll have to check that.
Yeah, you have to check it out. It's pretty cool.
So this is, here's the. I'll show you what what they put up here. A lot of people have sent this to me already. I saw it on KMBR. Let me go ahead and show the mass exodus at. Gosh, I had it up here first, and then I messed it up. So where is it?
It's possible, Matthew. That's possible.
Hey, could you go to Rothberg's comment real quick?
The Mania one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are you gonna blame?
Yeah, he's pitched. He's been up and down, but for the most part, they haven't given him the opportunity to start. He's pitched.
That's
10,
the issue.
He started 10 games. What?
10 games.
10 games he started.
That's
and he was
the problem.
signed as a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
What would have happened if you would given him 20 or 25?
He's pitching great too. The last 3 starts or so. Hey, imagine if the Giants would have given him 30 starts. Jeez. So look at the mass exodus as they score in the top of the 10th, and I put in here a comment. Where did I put it? I can't find it. Whatever. I just put something to the effect that the fans there are very generous as they donate to this charitable needy organization. I said at needy as in they need hitting, pitching, defense, speed, power, a manager, a president of baseball operations. They need it all. What a mess. I've never seen. I mean, this is bordering on one of the worst directions of a franchise that I've seen.
Dan, I'm gonna use your word. It's insubordination.
There we go. What do you guys? Seriously, they're 78 and 81. So the best they can do now is finish 500. We said anywhere. I think at the beginning of the year, I said this was a 78 to 84 win team, right in there. That's kind of where I pegged them. Or maybe I said 75 to 84. I don't remember, but I remember just the other day somebody asked, or was it you that asked me, Eric, what do you think they're going to do on this road trip or this homestand? I said, I think they go 2-4, maybe 3-3, but
Yep.
I think 2-4. I says they will definitely lose 2 of 3 to San Diego. Definitely.
Yes.
Because San Diego's got something to play for. Dodgers will win at least 1, if not 2. I think the Giants get 1, maybe 2 against LA, just because of it's the end of the season. We'll see. But I think the Giants at best finish with 80 wins this year.
Oh, that's at best. I mean, I could see them getting swept by the Dodgers.
They could. I think they probably end up 79 and 83 is what they could win 80 if, it depends on what the Dodgers do with their players, or the Dodgers may still play them because they don't want to put their guys, because they're getting a bye. They don't want to give them too much time off.
That's the issue with baseball. You got to stay in it.
You got to stay in it. And Farhan doesn't understand that.
No, he
doesn't
That's
understand
the
that.
There you go. Exactly. That's why you got the platooning.
Yeah.
That's how you know he doesn't understand.
So I'm hopeful it's a 2. It'd be great for the Giants. It'd be fitting for this, what they've done. It's almost like karma. You're getting back what you deserve when you did nothing to make this team better at the trade deadline. It's almost karma to see them fall flat on their face. it would be almost really good for them to get blitzed by the Dodgers and maybe give up, 20 runs in the 3-game series and score 2. And
That'd be great.
And have the fans just boo them right off the stadium and start getting a chant, sell the team. That would be great. That would be very good.
You know what I'm like this, it's just another thing of idiocy that is going to happen. Why is Harrison and Webb pitching again against the Dodgers?
There's really no need to
there's
pitch Webb
no
anymore.
need.
You're going to burn his arm out.
Harrison's already pitched like the most he's ever pitched in his professional career. Bring up Mason Black. Let's have Mason Black, Tristan Beck, and what's Wynn's first name? Keaton Wynn.
No, isn't he on that? Or no, he's coming off the COVID, isn't he?
He's coming off of it. Like, what's the problem? See what you've got in these guys. Harrison's like pretty good unless they trade him. But
look at this. Here's another comment. I'm happy watching them lose. Never felt this way in all my life. Me too. Never. This is what this organization has done. They've driven away the best of the fans. And let me just tell you, it is not wrong to want to see them lose because you care. If you didn't care at all, you would just stop watching them play. You would just say, I'm not even a fan anymore. But because you care about the Giants and you want to see them win, you want change. You're tired. Like Logan Webb said, nobody wants to, he wants to win. He totally wants to win, and he's tired of this. And imagine, what he feels. He's in the organization playing. Hey, let's put up real quick, guys, because this.
You want to read Jim on base thing real quick? I got it up there.
Go ahead.
You want me? Okay. It says, I do got to say that this has been a very disappointing collapse, but I will say with all the injuries the Giants dealt with, and I remember at the start of the season, I thought they were going to lose 100 games. You know what? We kind of been saying that all year, especially with the injuries. The blame you could put on is not on the player. Put it on Mr. Farhan Zaidi. He's the one that went out there and got these guys who had history of being injury prone, and this is what you get. This is the direct result when you go out there and get guys who are constantly injured. Unfortunately, that's what happened, and this is where we're at. Not to that's not even getting into the whole strategy of how they play this game. It's just crazy.
Let's take a look at the scores tonight. The important scores: Diamondbacks win, Marlins lose game 1, Reds lose again.
Got eliminated.
No, they're not eliminated.
They said they were eliminated on Twitter.
I don't think so. They can still win.
Nightingale tweeted out that they were done, but they should have a strong 2024.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, they're not eliminated.
They're not eliminated. They can win. They're 80.
There's Nightingale for you.
What a clown. Just look at the standings. I'll show you.
81 wins.
What's their record?
81 and 78.
Yeah, they got 3 games left. They can win. You sure it's 81 or 81 and 78? Okay, so they can win. They can win 84 games. The Cubs right now are at 82. And so, what's he thinking? The Cubs in Miami are at 82, so they can easily surpass them. It's just like, how does he say they're eliminated? You got to be a brain.
Who knows? And this guy's a national freaking sports writer.
This is what I mean. These writers, that just because they're writers doesn't mean they have credibility. Jiminy. Okay, scores. Nationals, Orioles. Orioles are going to win 100 games, aren't they? 99 and 59.
Yep.
Phillies win. Okay, Blue Jays lost. That's an important loss. We're going to show the standings here. Cubs lost. Very important. Tough loss. Marlins win game 2. And then we move to this big game. Rangers win 5-0, and the Astros win. That sets the Mariners 4 behind now. They have to sweep the Rangers.
That ain't going to happen.
To tie. So let's take a look at the actual standings now. We'll go to the American League West, where there's some stuff happening. Rangers have a 3-game lead over the Astros. Astros have 4 left. They must play tomorrow. Wait a minute. Who are the Astros playing? Wait, 86 and 76 is.
Remember, they're going to finish up against Arizona.
But they got 3 against Arizona. So are they on the schedule tomorrow? It must
Maybe
be a
they are.
makeup game somewhere.
Real quick, Rounder says, you guys are high on these rookies. They are slipping up at the end of the year. This is the issue, Rounder. We wanted this to be a development year for the rookies. They're going to make mistakes. That's what happens when you first get called up into the major leagues. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes, and you learn from it. That's the point of this year, is they needed to be up and be developed. So then when you come into next year, they're ready to rock and roll. Granted, they're still going to be in their second year, and they're still going to have issues.
Really, their
But that's
first
what
year, a lot of them still, but yeah.
Right, but this is what you do. You play your young guys so that you set them up for success instead of platooning them, not getting any kind of rhythm, not figuring out how to hit major league pitching, big league park, play the defense, whatever it may be. The game is so much different at the MLB level than it is at AAA, and you got to get them that experience. And when you don't give them that experience, you're doing a disservice not only to them but to your organization.
And here, I'll make this point. Marco Luciano is like 21 or 22. Luis Matos is 21 or 22. Patrick Bailey hadn't played above high A ball before this year. Those 3 guys are going to be a big part of your future. And it's doing a disservice to them just to judge them based on this season when they've gotten limited reps and limited opportunities. They need a full season at least to be able to make a fair assessment. Now, Bailey, his fall off isn't too concerning just because he's just tired and he's beat down. I mean, you could see it coming.
Oh, yeah.
They were playing him 6 days a week for basically the whole season. He was getting no off days, and he hadn't played more than 60 or 70 games before this.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, he's going to get all these rookies. That's the thing. All these rookies are going to be working hard in the offseason. Bailey is going to be putting on muscle. Luciano is going to be putting on muscle. Matos is going to be putting on muscle. All these guys are going to be improving, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, don't look at the stats necessarily. Just look at the player. From where they've come, from when they came up to right now, are they a better player? And I think you can argue that they all are.
Yeah, and Will Martinez says, how many of these rookies are actually going to pan out? It's hard to say, Will. We all get excited about every time a rookie comes up, but some of them stink it up, never to be heard again. Odds are probably 2 or 3 at the most, but hopefully I think Schmidt is a player. I see it in him. I see the willingness. The guy that puts in the work. He's got the glove. He's got the arm. He's got some pop. He's got some speed. He's got tools. I think Casey Schmidt can be kind of a Matt Chapman type career as he gets older, puts on more muscle. He can, I don't think he's, going to be some big 300 hitter, but if he can hit you 270 and hit 15 to 20 home runs a year and drive in 80 plus runs and play Gold Glove defense, that's good. Probably the one that I would say that I think Bailey, he's going to be a solid catcher, Gold Glove defensive catcher, and he'll be an average hitting catcher, I think. I don't think he's ever going to put up huge numbers. The other ones, I have my concerns about Ramos if he could do it, and Matos, to be honest.
Yeah, I have my concerns about Matos because when you look at Matos, what's the one thing that he's great at?
Speed.
Not even.
He's not even that fast.
He's not a burner.
And
He's
defense.
not a burner. He's a pretty good defender. But just looking from the offensive side, there's not a great thing that he does. There's
Nick.
not one tangible that you can build around. They're all like average to above average. And that's not an issue, but it's what I'm worried about a little bit. just from the standpoint that Matos, he could be a good, like an average to above average player. But I think we've gotten our hopes up a little bit just from that we saw the timeline this year. He sped through AA, sped through AAA, and you're thinking, oh wow, this guy's going to be a star. I would just like pump the brakes on that a little bit. He's not going to hit 30 home runs. He's not going to steal 30 bases. He might bat 300. There's not really one part of his game on the offensive side, at least, that you can really say, wow, that's star material. And that's just my concern.
Well,
And I'm gonna tell you something. Go for it, Los. Go.
I was gonna say the thing about it is you got to remember. I always say baseball is a very up and down. You work at it, you can get better, you can change it around, whether it's up or down. Need I remind you that David Villar ended last season like a stud. He was like raking. He was our third baseman of the future. Maybe the Giants got a little trigger shy by completely committing to a young guy who we say they don't do. They committed to him, and not for just a week or two. Like David Villar started all of April, maybe halfway into May, and the guy was hitting about $160. He could not hit to save his life, and that guy was killing it last year. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, Matos right now kind of looks average, but it could change just off the drop of a dime. It could. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but he does need to, again, I think, a little bit stronger. And I think the glove is there. I don't know if he'll be a great player, but I think he could be a very good player. It's funny, since they got eliminated yesterday, I'm seeing all these different trade scenarios. And one I saw was for my boy, Luis Robert, in Chicago. And
Farhan's too afraid to pull the trigger.
I know.
You know what's going to happen?
If Farhan is gone, let's say a new guy comes in and wants to get aggressive. Here's what they're suggesting. Wisenhunt and this is what I wanted to ask you guys in the chat, Ramos or Matos, who would you rather give up on? If you had to include Wisenhunt and either Ramos or Matos for Luis Robert, a proven still young, 30 homer, 80 to 100 RBI guy with a good glove in center, who would you get rid of, Matos or Ramos?
Both. To get Robert?
To get Robert.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because Ramos has more tools in the sense of power and speed. He could be a. It's really a shame they never gave Ramos a chance, because this was the year to see what he could do. And then you can if you gave him 300 at bats, you could have made the determination, you know what? He doesn't belong on our 40. We just got to open up a spot and move on from him. Or you say, oh, we see the potential. We see he didn't have an awesome year, but there's tools there. We don't know. We see it in him, but we don't really know because he's never given the opportunity.
Exactly.
Matos has incredible bat speed with his swing and could be a 300 type hitter if he develops some strength and gets some muscle where he hits the ball a little harder. His balls tend to loop a little bit. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have that crisp, off the bat. Occasionally he does, but they tend to die, in the outfield because they're not hit so hard. So I don't know. They missed an opportunity. They missed the opportunity to play these guys and find out. I mean, we saw some of Matos. We saw nothing of Ramos. Nothing. I don't count on a bat a week here and there.
We honestly don't know what we have in Ramos.
You don't know.
We don't.
Nope.
We don't.
Absolutely not. No.
The only reason I'd give up on Ramos over Matos is the age. Ramos is 24. Matos is
23.
Ramos is 23 still, unless he just turned 24.
He's 24.
Okay. I want to address this. I appreciate your comment, the rounder. I would love for you to come in I'll put the link up. If you're willing, we'll bring you in here as the fifth man in, and we'll just discuss it. We won't, I'm not going to tear you apart or anything. You could tear me apart. That's fine. I would love to hear, because it's hard to have a dialogue in a chat because of the delay. But if you're willing to come in, there is the link, NorCal Sports Network, right there. That is for the Rounder, or anybody else that agrees with the Rounder and says I'm wrong. Put that comment up again, Eric.
Wrong about what? About the Giants?
About rooting for a team to lose. That's what it is. He's saying Dan is wrong.
You root for your team.
You shouldn't root for your team to lose.
Oh, then you need to direct that at me more than Dan, because I was kind of the first one to come in here and just say I kind of want the Giants to lose because I don't want this administration to go on anymore.
It's way up. It's way up.
So it's all of us. It's not just Dan.
Yeah. Hey, I can tell you. Well, I'm not going to say too much, but I could tell you there's just a lot of folks that think this regime is it's not cut out. It's just not cut out to.
Well, you got Kawakami coming out and starting to get into the mix as well.
Welcome.
Yeah. So Will, are you coming in? Was it Will Rounder?
No,
was that the name?
No, just Rounder.
Oh, Rounder. Okay, I'm reading Will's comment at the time, and I don't see. Did he just pop in and maybe he's gone?
No, he was in here for a minute. I don't know if he's still in or not.
Yeah, you don't even have to put your face on if you don't want. If you want to go incognito and just use your voice, you just hit the cam button at the bottom like this, and you go. Of course, I got my photo from my email or whatever, but you just, it'll be a dark screen. Like, show them what it looks like, Eric. You just hit the stop cam and you'll be just like that. So if you don't want to show your who you are, but just want to talk, that's cool. I'd really like to hear what your
why
viewpoint
I'm wrong
is. Yeah, what your viewpoint is. This is open dialogue. So Rounder needs to realize this regime make the youngsters look just average. Mo G. Don't put your face on it. Put your name on it, boy. There you go.
No, I just think, and we've talked about it ad nauseum for weeks, that they're just simply Giants fans that don't feel anybody has any right to criticize the team. That if you criticize the team, that you're not a fan, or you're the 5-letter favorite word in today's society, a hater, which I can't stand that word. Like, you can't even have an opinion right now. That's
what's worse than a hater? A homer.
Hey,
yeah,
good one.
I mean,
good one. Yeah, you got to be realistic.
Yeah, come on. I mean, just be real. It's not like, hey, let me ask you this, Rounder, if you're not coming in. If you got kids, I don't know if you got kids or whatever, but if you have a kid and they're messing up and they're hanging around the wrong kids, or you got somebody that's about to get married to the wrong guy or girl, are you just going to sit back passively and say, oh, bless you, move forward? I mean, are you going to step in and say, hey, I love you too much to see you tear up your life and make this horrible decision? That's what we're saying when we want the Giants to lose. We want change. We know we were dead right, 100% right. We said this team is not built to win. And if they somehow sneak into the playoffs, they're not going anywhere. And it's watered down the whole National League this year. The third place team is going to get in with 85 wins or maybe even 84, barely over 500. So why is that wrong to want change? And so you want your team to lose? Because you know why we want them to lose? Because we know that ownership wouldn't even consider getting rid of these clowns if they
they make the
just
playoffs.
played decently and got in. I mean, if they were showing improvement and like, hey, they're going to win 84 games and miss the playoffs, but they're progressing, I'm all for that. They're showing no signs of going forward. They're going backwards. and they're going to bring back guys like Yaz, who's a fifth outfielder for most teams, and Slater, who might not even make half the rosters in baseball. I mean, these guys are just average players.
Yes, sometimes we want them to lose so that they can win in the future. That's we're not thinking of short term. We're thinking long term. Don't just think short term. Expand your brain. Use that knowledge. All right. Don't just be right here.
Is it wrong to want your losing team the last game of the season to lose so they get the number 1 draft pick so they could draft, say, Nick Bosa, or just win because we can't root against our team? We want to win that meaningless game and get pushed from the first slot down to the 3rd or 4th. Come on. Sometimes losing makes sense. And if a real fan is rooting for the future, I mean, having this team win and have everybody get excited. I mean, they got excited last year. They made it to 500. They were like 7 games under 500. And
I mean,
they had
everybody go ahead.
They had a really good close because they beat up on Arizona and Colorado, and they thought 81-81. Wow, what a we're going forward. And then they come into this year, and it's like we got Mitch Haniger, we got Michael Conforto, we got Manaea, we got Stripling, we got Taylor Rodgers, and we got Jock Peterson. We re-signed. And they're all excited thinking, Gabe says, this is the best team we've had on paper since I've been here. Better than the 107 win team. Okay.
What an asinine thing to say.
And then he says, we're going to get better. Farhan says, we got to get better up the middle this year. We got to get more athletic. And then they say, we've got to improve the defense. Mm-hmm. I was there. In fact, when you guys take over here in a minute, I'm going to go look and see if I can find that tape where Kapler said our focus is going to be on defense. And then he has the nerve today, before today's game, in the pre-presser of the game, he comes out and says, we got to be better. We got to be more prepared. Hell, you got 17 coaches. How can you not be prepared? What are you doing? And you got the most coaches in baseball by probably 8. And you're not prepared, and you said you're going to work on defense, and you're the worst defensive team in baseball, and you're going to be brought back? Why?
Here's the problem. They're probably over-prepared. They probably hired some defensive gurus who are 150 IQ to try to solve this problem. The problem is platoon. That's the problem. If these guys don't get consistent reps in the field, they're not going to be good. That's the fact of the matter. If players on the defensive side don't get consistent reps, they're not going to improve. So if you have Jock Peterson, Mike Yastrzemski, Austin Slater, Luis Matos, all fighting for one spot and all platooning for one spot, where's the consistency? Where's the improvement? There is none. They're just going to be the same or get worse.
Exactly. I forgot who it was, Baggerly or Pavlovic today. I saw a comment. Somebody asked him about ways to improve the team. And his comment was, and I quote, well, there's not that many everyday players out there to get. And I'm like, golly, there are tons of everyday players. Is that what the game of baseball has become? Just a big part-time players? No. There's not only superstars can play every day, pretty good players can play every day. Every day is what, 500 at bats? Would that be safe for a whole season?
Yeah.
that you're playing pretty much all the time? 500, 550
Yeah, that's a good number.
Okay. We talk about a lot of things on this show. We talk about steals, lack of home runs, lack of. We don't talk about at bats. If you were to take a guess who has the most at bats in the Giants lineup, who do you think it would be?
It might be either. It might be Flores. It might be Flores. Flores or
I'm gonna
Wade.
say JD Davis.
I'm gonna say Estrada.
No, he was down for like 2 months.
Was he down that long? But
Hold on, let me see.
he was. You know what? I bet you he's up there. He might have been down a long time, but when he's healthy, he plays pretty much every day. Can somebody look that up? That'd be a real interesting one. Who has the most at bats on the Giants? I guarantee you, it's probably not even 400. So there are whoever I forgot again who made the comment.
Are you looking for it?
There are everyday players out there.
Real quick, Grounder, I love it. Well played. He goes, I'd love to come on, but I'm driving. We can do it tomorrow. I will, but my face on camera. I have $1 million smile. Well played. All right, we'll catch you on
very
tomorrow.
good. Very good, Rounder. All right. Well, we may not be on tomorrow. Wait, is there a game tomorrow? No.
Yeah.
No game tomorrow, right?
Or no game?
No game. We'll
Then
be
it's
back
gonna be
Friday. Unless we decide to come on after football, but I might just take a night off.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, changing from the Giants real quick. Holy moly. Did anybody see what happened between Houston and Seattle tonight?
Yeah. Hector Neris. That guy's always been a hothead.
I have never seen a pitcher. I've seen them talk shit.
Did we have a brawl or did we have a brawl?
Dude, it's such a loser.
He walked towards him talking crap.
Yeah.
And then backed away.
Yeah.
Oh,
something happened between them earlier because nobody does that. Like you strike somebody out, you scream and yell on the mound. He walked towards him, got close to him, and yelled at him.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then Julio kind of started talking, but didn't really rush him. That could have got ugly real quick. I have not seen that in all the years I've been watching baseball. Pitcher be that shit talking, confrontational to a hitter.
Oh, let's watch that. Let's pull that up here.
I got the at bats if you want.
Yeah, I'm looking at him too.
What is it?
It's Tyro Estrada with 481. JD Davis has 480, so I was close.
And Lamont has 420.
Tyro Estrada, even with 2 months off, is your at-bat leader.
Crazy.
Hilarious.
Can you guys see the screen there?
Yeah.
Let me turn the
Hector Neris is, man, he's a hothead, dude.
Start talking until I get the volume down and talk over this thing here. So I don't want to put the volume up. There we go.
Hey, better swing. Watch it.
Look at that. What is that? Rodriguez.
And he walks away. Continuing to talk and just putting your back to him.
I mean, he walked right towards him. Have you seen a pitcher do that?
Never.
I mean, not one step, like a good 6 to 7 steps. Like he was going to fight him. Like he was going to fight him, and he struck him out.
Let me see that again.
And it kept. See that again.
It was dumb.
Count how many steps he walks towards him.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about 5 or 6.
What was the point of that?
Hey, you don't show up a guy in baseball like this, especially a team that's losing and may get knocked out of the playoffs.
They've supposedly gone at it before, like these teams. But something is. These two have history. I bet Julio hit a homer off this guy. And maybe Neris thought he showed him up somehow, some way, flipped the bat, or I don't know, something, because he kept receipts and held that personal. I hear he comes back out here to try to apologize, and Julio's like, nah. He waved him off, like, nah, I'm not accepting your apology. See, he's over here.
Stupid.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Dubon hit a 3-run dinner.
He let the emotions get to him. Hey, speaking of the standings, when I was looking at it, I don't think they were updated with Houston. Yeah, now they're updated. I said they had missing a game. So let's pull these standings back here, and we'll do that. And then when we finish that, we'll bring in the man in the green room. wearing a shirt.
He's got something special too.
Oh, he's got maybe the ball.
Yes,
62 ball.
He has the ball.
All right. Let's see here. What was I looking? Okay, so Texas has a 2.5 game lead over Houston and 4 over Seattle. But Seattle's got, starting tomorrow night, 4 games with the Rangers. So if Texas wins tomorrow night and Houston loses on Friday against Arizona, Texas wins the division and gets the number 2 seed, which gives you a bye. So that's really important. Texas turned it on at the right time. Remember, they were scuffling.
Yeah, if you look at that, look, they have a winning record.
Last 10, they've won 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Houston's 4-6, Seattle's 4-6. So Seattle plays really well at home. Texas swept them last weekend. I mean, to come back a week later for Seattle to have to sweep them, I mean, I would think Texas just got to get one. But crazier things have happened. So let's look at the wild card, because that's the only thing going. The Western American League West and then all the other divisions are wrapped up. So we look at the wild card, and Toronto lost 2 in a row to the Yankees. So they only hold, but they have a full game and a half. No, 2 games over Seattle. So Toronto, what's Toronto got this weekend?
I'm not sure. We have to look.
I mean, I could look at it without, but then it changes.
All right, hold on.
All right, then while you're doing that, we'll look at the National League. Phillies clinched. They're in the playoffs. Diamondbacks look pretty solid. They've got a 2-game lead on
Tampa Bay.
No way. Toronto, yep. Tampa Bay. Where at?
It's in blue, so I'm guessing that's in Toronto.
Well, let me take a look and see how far back Tampa Bay is of winning the division.
Wait, hold on. Would the Yankees?
Oh, no, they can't. They're not going to be able to. One more win, Baltimore wins the division, because they win 100. Wait, 99. Yeah. If they win 100, they've got 4 games left, Baltimore. So
how many do the Rays have, though?
They have
the Rays have 3. Yeah.
So 1 loss and 1 win. I think the magic number is probably 2 for Baltimore, because they can win as many as 103. Okay. So 1 win, 1 loss. So Tampa Bay, Toronto, I think will get that in. Seattle's going to have to win 3 of 4 and hope Toronto only wins 1 of. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Going to be tough. So in the National League, look at that. The Cubbies are actually the Marlins are actually have the favored odds-wise quite a bit over the Cubs. The Cubs have sank the last 2 weeks and are in danger of falling out. They got 4 games left, the Cubs, so they play tomorrow, and so do the Marlins. They don't have a day off, where the Reds have tomorrow off and can go as 84 and 78. The best the Reds can do, they're going to have to win 84 and hope that they might own the tiebreaker and that the Marlins and Cubs go 2-2. So for Bob Nightingale to say, look at that, they're a game and a half behind the Cubs.
Yeah,
they're clearly in it. If they win 84 games and the Cubs only win 1 and the Marlins win 1, they win 83. So how could he say they're eliminated? What was he thinking?
Who knows?
He's made a lot of bonehead mistakes, hadn't he? Yeah. So let's cut this, and we'll bring in the man, the legend, who's not right there in the green room. There he is. And we welcome in the man, the legend, Aaron Rodgers, everybody.
Why? Why every single time? Why?
He kind of looks a little bit like Aaron, doesn't he, guys?
You know what's funny about that is if you look at me, I actually look way more like Alex Smith. Whoa. Getting a text.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe it's the beard that's throwing me
Either
off.
way, my bank account is not as big, so who cares? Let's get beyond that.
I'm still pissed the Niners took Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers.
Oh gosh, me too. I was so mad.
Well,
Right in our backyard.
Right in
Jeez.
our backyard. Grew up a Niner
Backyard.
fan.
I watched all the games. I went to them in high school.
We
Yep.
carry every Friday. We'd carry the couches in like this, and we'd carry them to the far end of the end zone, and then we watched the games. And yeah, I watched.
They didn't like Rodgers because they thought he was arrogant and they thought Alex Smith was like a choir boy. Like I want my quarterback to be confident.
What year were you? How many years were you behind or ahead of Aaron? One behind or ahead?
One. He's a year old. He's about to turn 40, and I'll be 39.
Oh, okay. Did you ever hang out with him or?
You want to know a funny story? I'm not lying. I don't need recognition or. It's funny. So he won his first and only Super Bowl, right?
Right.
And at Trace Hombres downtown, right? Here in town, and I had too many licks. I'm just like, whoa, kind of greased the wheels, and I'm in the pisser, and I'm sitting there taking a piss in the urinal, and I like look over, and he's dating God, she's gorgeous.
Danica Patrick or
no.
Oh, not her.
No, back in the day.
No.
Oh, the
Back
one
in the
before.
day. This is all local. Like this is straight locals from here in Chico.
Oh, okay.
Destiny Newton.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And so I'm like, I look over to my right, and like me and Aaron are like, this is right after the Super Bowl, and he's taking a piss right next to me, and I'm like, hey man, dude, congrats! Like, congrats on the Super Bowl. That's awesome, man. He's like, yeah, dude, like, thanks. Like, he was cool, and I was like, dude, that's gnarly. That's a long run. That's hardcore, and I mean, that was it. There's nothing more, nothing less. But and then he went back to like sit with like people from all of our high school, and like I got two younger brothers that were in her grade, and whatever. That doesn't matter. But yeah, it was a Mexican restaurant, and that was kind of funny. But
he got me some tickets for the Cardinals backstage with the family, after the game down here in Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my brother knows him pretty well. My brother coaches at Cal. So
me and my wife. So my wife got her master's at Vanderbilt, the baseball factory. And that's when his brother was quarterback at Vanderbilt.
That's right.
It didn't really work out, but yeah, it was kind of weird because
now that he's laid up, maybe we can try and be kind of cool, get him on the show.
Yeah, I mean,
that'd be huge.
Be a long shot, but I'll see. Maybe now that he's laid up and he's kind of. I mean, I saw him on McAfee the other day, and he's just pretty much doing the show from bed. Well, because I don't think he can walk or anything right now after the surgery for a while.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I mean, I'm not a professional sports player. I just can tell like my own body and my own physical awareness. Like, I'm 38 and thinking about my life at 28. I felt really good 10 years ago. So I don't know if he's going to come back from that. I mean, that's
tough. It's tough. But hey, so I don't muff it. Let's see the baseball.
I would never lie to you guys. So yeah, I was over. My kid stays over at my parents, and they watch them. And
Is it signed?
Oh, fuck yeah, yeah.
It has all the signatures. No, it has all the sigs.
I wouldn't pull your guys' strings if it wasn't.
No, I just couldn't. I couldn't see all the. Was it one signature or the whole team?
So I was at when I used to live in Sonoma. Sorry, I'm trying to be delicate. I only grab it by the seams. But yeah, me and Tim Flannery hung out and drank a ton of beers. And he was looking at the ball, like smelling it. Look at this. Look at the rake.
Smelling it.
Close. Calm down. No, but yeah, like I only touch it with the seams, but like you can. It's hard to say. Like everyone's like, it was left in the sun. My dad lived in his parents' basement. My grandma's in grandpa's house. I never met my grandfather, but it was in the dark. The ball never had light on it. I was in that room. I remember it as a kid. And so I don't know why the signatures have faded, but like
Faded, yeah.
But
what's the? Like, is that a scuff?
That's Jose Pagan. Hold on.
Yeah,
Jose Pagan.
I see that.
Here's hold on. Here's Juan Marichal, right here. Hold on.
Nice.
Hold on.
I think I have one.
Bad
somewhere.
look. Juan Marichal. We got Willie McCovey, Willie Mays, Jose Pagan.
Wow.
There's like a bunch of. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, it's a bad look, but it's a real baseball. Like, can you see that?
That is fantastic.
Is Jimmy Davenport on there?
Yeah. Yep.
Whose signature is this? This is I'm gonna see if you can match it with the ball. I can't see the ball, but you could probably.
It's not Gabe Kapler.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. What?
This is Jim Marie Hart, Tom Haller, Juan Marichal, Cepeda, and Jim Davenport. Somebody signed it. It looks to me like it might be Davenport or Marichal. I can't compare that to the ball.
Dan, are you messing with me here?
No, it's either Davenport or Marichal. It looks like to me.
Dude, it's so hard. You know what's annoying is like I've looked at this baseball. If you guys all right now get on Google,
Jamie,
and go 1962 World Series baseball.
Tom Haller
signatures, and like you'll see like this baseball looks perfect, and like I don't know, even me and my dad, like he kept it in. There was no sun, no light, no nothing, and the signatures have just kind of faded over time. But I mean, it's a like again, me and Flannery were drinking beers in Sonoma. Like he was playing a live show, and I mean, they're there. Like,
yeah, that's sweet. That is sweet.
I mean, they're there. Like, this is a real baseball. So I was with Larry on KBR, and he's like, "You got to get that thing authenticated. Go over to get to Danville, and have it
a certificate
and all that." But I'm not in the Bay Area anymore. I'm north now, but yeah, it's not fake. Like, this is not a fake baseball. This is a Game 7 World Series baseball. Like, I can't believe that my dad gave me this baseball. 1962 World Series Game 7, Yankees, Giants, Willie Mays. Look at that. Someone smacked the freaking ball right there.
Has anybody given you any estimate of value for that thing?
So, no, but I've looked it up. And honestly, if this baseball was even worth like $10,000, I would not get rid of it, because I'm going to bleed, live, and die Giants baseball. Like, okay, cool. What's $10,000 gonna do? Nothing. Like, but I've looked it up. I think because the Giants lost the World Series in Game 7, it's not as valuable. They lost against the Yankees 2-1 in that Game 7 game, but I've seen $1,000, which I mean, what's $1,000? And like at the end of the day, if it's worth $10,000, like okay, like what is $10,000 going to change my life? No, like this is pretty freaking cool. No, I'm not going to get rid of this. Like,
Yeah.
I will live, bleed, and die Giants baseball. Like, I'm not getting rid of this. My parents are watching right now.
Cool. Look at this one. Look at this one here. This one's got SIGs. This is beat up, but this one's worth a lot. What do you think? Whose is that?
Bora?
Does
that say Bora?
Yeah.
Hey, that's worth more than 10 G's.
Look at that one.
Does it say Romo?
Romo, yeah.
There you go.
Look at these guys.
You're welcome.
Romo's cool. Romo is legit.
Why'd you want Eric's signature? Waste.
Who's that one there? Look at that.
Los?
Los D, man.
Los D.
Oh, now that's a $50,000 baseball right there.
Right there, man. Hey, look, did I say?
I don't know what that's like a freaking scribble. What the hell?
Dan Cucimilio, man. There it is, man.
No wonder it's a scribble.
Four. Hey, man. I hold this thing by the seams too because
That's why Los has owned you in fantasy.
I beat him.
beat me.
I beat him. I beat him. Hey, where's my case? I got to put this back in.
Hey,
the
that's
case.
plagiarism, man. That's not my signature. You've seen me a couple times. You could have got my real signature. That's worth something. Come on.
Los Angeles D.
You're never gonna let that one down, man.
No, I'm not.
Hey, what's with Trock? Is he in the house?
All right,
I
guys.
saw him around. Yep.
All right. Hey, Kyle. Thanks, man. How's the
Thanks
house
for
going?
sharing. That's
Get
awesome.
any more
The
work,
house?
get any more
Appreciate
work done this week?
Yeah, it's been a good month. I've done a lot. I'm burnt out, but
Awesome. Get some rest.
yeah, I'm tired. But yeah, got a lot done. And this coming week will be great. But yeah, man. If not that anybody cares. Maybe Sean does, Proctor. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna start the bathroom soon. So I'm tired.
All right, man. Have a good
All right,
one.
love you guys. I'll listen. See you.
See you
Yeah.
later.
Let's go.
All right, there he is, man. Kyle McKieran, great dude, man. Hey, somebody put that up. Oh, Matthew. Padres are not eliminated yet, which is crazy. Had they won the game one, not giving up the lead in the eighth inning, the Conforto hit, imagine the Padres right now being what are the Padres record now? 79.
They're 500, right?
They made it?
They're 500, yeah.
They've been trying to get to 500 all year, and they made it against the Giants. No, they're 79 and 80 still. They're not there. They're 79 and 80. Had they won and swept, they would be 80 and 78. So it's pretty much a long shot. But, man, the Padres it's like a horse that – what are we laughing at?
I'm laughing at Greg Dayton's comment.
What did he say?
78 and 84 is something to be real proud of.
Absolutely, man. Trock in here, fella, listening in. Hey, wait a minute. That's not Trock. That's not Trock. I know who that is. That's Milk. That's the milkman. What are we laughing at?
It's such a simple comment, but it's so sarcastic.
It's like it's on a different level. It just means so much.
Oh,
Just like if you think about it for a second, 78 and 84, something to be real proud of.
I mean, they suck. They suck.
They're so
one
bad.
of Greg's better comments of the year.
Hey, I think he had an earlier comment in there about their last so many series, how many series they won and lost. This is ridiculous.
Yep.
I mean, I think if he's talking about the Padres, it kind of makes it even funnier, just because like they went to the championship series last year, and they're happy to be at 500.
Well, I think they're like a horse that was was one of the faster horses in the race and one of the favorites, and they got behind, and they didn't turn it up on the stretch drive too soon. They waited too long to get into position to win. So Los is losing it.
He's losing it. He's making me laugh too.
Oh, this is funny. All right. Los is losing it.
Fourth place in the NL West is a great accomplishment. You know what's so interesting though? It's like,
hey, the Giants are in fourth place, sole possession now.
Yeah, sole possession.
Hey, sole possession.
Oh
man!
But like, just think of the last week, right? If they had won 4 or 5 games, everything would have changed. The narrative would be completely switched. The media, the local radio, the national media, maybe even, and the team would be like, you know what? We're in the playoffs. Let's go. Things are looking up. When in reality, it's the same situation. If they had gotten the 3rd wild card spot or missing the playoffs like they are now, the team is going nowhere, and they're just playing the same players.
They have to be killing themselves knowing that the A's 2 games and the Rockies doubleheader sweep, 4 games against pretty garbage teams,
100 lost teams.
They'd be right there and right in it. But
it's funny. I saw this tweet earlier, and I meant to bring it up, and I totally forgot. But Will Martinez brings it up. Rod Brooks, who used to work for KMBR, says, "Feel like I'm qualified to state the following: when the flagship station feels free to point out how the public is negatively reacting to the product that they pay to amplify, it's a wrap."
It is a wrap.
I don't know. I like Rod Brooks on the radio, but man, I don't know. He looks out of place when he's doing the Niner post game. I mean, he's got Dante
Tall,
Whitner
skinny
in there.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, just like, it's like, damn, what.
But he makes a point. KMBR highlighting that. I was surprised. I was surprised KMBR put that up there as a tweet showing the mass exodus. That was interesting.
Same thing with Carlos Ramirez. He's on Giants. I don't like him too much.
Got the wrong Carlos up there, man.
Right?
Jeez. Yeah, exactly. Get Los on there with the hat, man.
I'd get fired because I'd tell it like it is after a couple, like, damn, this dude's a clown, man.
Here's my comment on Twitter tonight when they walked out of the stadium, all the fans in the after the top of the 10th, they scored 3 runs. I said,
that was the one.
Yeah. Giants fans showing up are very generous, donating their money to a charity for the needy, such as need hitting, pitching, defense, power, speed, a good manager, president of baseball ops that knows how to sign stars. But other than that, the Giants are in great shape. And I put a couple emojis with a laughing and a clowns. This is a clown outfit, man.
It's completely.
Hey, the Dodgers. Speaking of the Dodgers, Greg, Giants will never catch the Dodgers at this rate with Farhan and Gabe running it. They have no shot. Farhan is like, I mean, you probably worked for people that they're just way over their head. Dealing with somebody in a department store, or where you know more than they know their job, and you're talking to them and they're just trying to talk to you like hey, don't worry about it. It'll be really fine. I'll get it straightened out. Yeah, there's, you've been on the phone with customer service or something where you just know they don't know what they're doing. This is Farhan. I'm telling you, As Eric says, I'm
I'm
telling
you.
they do not know how to run at this level. Farhan, that's why he talks and he's always and he talks like a big game, but he doesn't do anything. Have you ever been around those people that they look like they're working hard, but they're really not working?
All the time.
This is Farhan. He
All the
is
time.
talking. He talked himself into this position, and he doesn't know what he's doing because he's playing now with big boys. And
he
that's why
dug
he
himself a small hole, right, in the beginning of the year. I mean, not even in the beginning, like last year. He dug himself a small hole. And he just kept on digging and digging and digging. Oh, I think this is one of our best rosters. Oh, I think this is a World Series contender. Oh, I think we're going to be making the playoffs. I think this team is so good. I'm going to go trade for AJ Pollock. It's just he kept on digging and digging and digging just to try to back up the one statement that he said of, I think we're pretty good, and I think this is one of the better rosters we have. Dude, just stop digging. Just stop. Don't say anything.
You're just making it worse.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's digging and digging. And you're right, Bora. He's just the fact that he said all those things in a court of law, that's called self-incrimination, man. The guy doesn't deserve to come back based on his own words.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you bring a guy back that says we're good? And then why would you bring Kapler back, who said a month ago, I'm not worried about the bats. It's been, I'm not worried about
Dude, it's been 2.5 months.
2.5 months. They're going to come out of it. I've been around these guys. They never did. What did they score against the Padres in this series? They scored 4 runs in 3 games. My goodness.
You know why they kept saying those lies all year long, right? You know why they did it.
What's your punchline?
They wanted those gullible fans that believed them to keep coming to the ballpark.
Yep.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. We're still good. Oh, yeah, we believe you. We'll be there. Here's 80 for my parking, 50 for the game, 22 for this beer, 16 for a hot dog. Oh, Giants lose again. That's why
I said what I said. These fans are donating to charity. They're giving their money away. Why?
Good analogy.
It's total charity. They're just like laughing. I mean,
it's so embarrassing because I'll tell you a mini story. My friends, a couple weeks ago, they went to the Giants game and they bought tickets, pretty good tickets, sort of like right behind the first base dugout, but sort of inside, like by the walkways and stuff. They bought it for like $30 or $40. It's the 7th and 8th inning, right? They're down by 5 runs, I think. The whole lot of the seats are empty. So they decide to go to move on closer to the dugout, maybe like 5 rows from the dugout. And the seats are open. There's nobody around them. So they sit down, right? 5 minutes later, a seat attendant lady says, "Oh, I'm going to need to see you guys' tickets." And then she kicked him out of the seats. It's like, what is the big deal with a couple of kids watching the game, trying to get a little closer view? What is the big deal? Don't you have bigger priorities to deal with? That's what you're focused on, and that's just a reflection of the whole team.
Spencer, you went to the game tonight? You're a loyal fan, man. I'll say that. Were those tickets given to you?
I hope they were given to you.
Look at it. I paid $17 and change for a hot dog and a small Coke.
Why?
Oh my God.
Why?
Oh, brother.
Be part of the solution, not the problem, Spencer. Hey, man, going out there and seeing baseball is, again, it's a great ballpark, but if you thought you were going to get
my
quality.
God. A hot dog and a small Coke for $17. Woo!
Highway robbery.
Where did you park, Spencer? Or did you catch a Lyft or an Uber there? I'm curious, have they dropped the parking a little, or is it still like them 2 lots I saw were $80, and if you have an oversized SUV, it's $100 to park.
A slice of pizza is $10.50.
My seats were right behind Tony's Pizza. Or right in front of Tony Pizza.
For a
Yeah,
slice?
it's crazy. Big slice, but 10
It's a pretty good slice, but it's
I don't care. It's one damn slice,
No, yeah, I know.
man.
Costco $9.99 the whole pizza.
I know you can.
I know, man. Yeah, exactly, man. Just bring in your. Dan, remember Larry Bear? Beers are only $9.
Yeah.
Remember when the season started? Bud Light. Was it Bud Light they were doing $9?
Oh, man.
It was a smaller cup.
Speaking of Bud Light, did you see the commercial the other day? I saw it watching NFL football games. Bud Light is now trying to like play the tough guy, like football, when they went from that whatever guy with whatever controversy.
Yeah.
Crazy. That was hilarious. When I saw that, I said, "You're not getting NFL
Hey,
fans
Spencer,
drink your
I hate
beer."
to tell you, but man, if you went to Costco, you could got a big ass hot dog and a large Coke for $1.50.
What are the
Pepsi.
What are the chances?
Yeah.
What are the chances if everybody comes back and it stays the same, that Giants ownership drops some ticket prices?
Who cares? I wouldn't go. I wouldn't even
Serious,
go if it was free. I seriously.
No, I know, but they wouldn't do it still.
No,
they wouldn't.
Even after they put that inferior product out, they still wouldn't have a gesture like that.
I'm not going unless the only way you get me into Oracle Park with this club next year is if I get free tickets, free parking, and I get like a $40, voucher for concessions, where I go to eat free and maybe I can watch somebody on the other team that's playing good.
MF asked us if we were going to go to spring training, and I said I'm not. If this same regime comes,
I may go and just ride them. I may just say, "Hey," just scream at them.
Just that Gabe.
I might go and just pass out cards around the stadium for the channel and get people to join the channel. I don't know. It's really bad. It's
so switching up to football, if we may.
Yeah, let's switch.
I want to say one more. I want to say one more thing about the parking. It's fun. Whenever I used to go to the games and I would park in the parking lot, I wouldn't pay because they're using the meter where you put your debit card and then you get the receipt and then you put it on your windshield. They don't check that. That's just a money scam. So
it's funny you say that. I know some people that do that, and yeah, I think you can get away with it.
It's 100%.
You didn't hear it from us.
No, I mean, I wouldn't I'm not going to say do it because some people have probably gotten ticketed.
I'll blame Bora. Hey, Bora told me.
No, I've never paid for parking in that parking lot.
Didn't get your car. Oh, in the parking lot. Okay.
Yeah, in the parking lot.
You got to be careful where you park it. Just if you park on the streets or something, man, you're probably going to have your car broken into.
So I sent you guys a photo of what they consider the tier 1 of quarterbacks. I don't know if that's just overall quarterback or fantasy quarterbacks, but it was Mahomes.
Yeah, let's
Justin
take a look
Herbert.
at it. We'll do it. We can put it up, right? Do we have the ability to put the picture up?
Do you have the photo up still?
Yeah, I think I can do it. Hold on. Hey, real quick while I'm pulling the photo up. Big trade today, NBA. Dame Lillard from Portland went to Milwaukee to team up with Giannis, and Drew Holiday going to Portland. Portland looking to move him. Read an article just now. Maybe the Warriors may try and scoop in. That would be great if Chris Paul would be involved in the deal. Drew Holiday would put the Warriors over the top. He's great. And defensively, he's really good. Offensively, he could score. That would be a fine piece if they could pull that off. They'd have to give up some future ones and maybe even a Kuminga or something in that. But I don't know.
Oh, Cliff Martinez. Now you're talking my language. Little Lucas in South City. Ooh. The only deli that I like more than that is Roxy's on by Balboa Park on San Jose Avenue. Roxy's Market. That to me is Roxy's Market in San Francisco has always been the best deli for me. Their sandwiches are so freaking fat. Loved it.
There's Will putting it out there. Kings are winning the title.
Oh,
this year.
Will.
Will, you're sounding like Will Rothberg is your new name. Will Rothberg. They're going to be good. I think they need another piece there. They need another piece off the bench. And then you might talk. But playing the Warriors the way they did last year was a very valuable experience for them.
The other Will says it's almost beam time.
Oh, we got true Sacramento guys in here, huh? Both Wills
Yep.
Both Wills are.
I guess you could kind of consider me Sacramento a little bit, sort of.
All right. I am going to try and get this into. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I guess I'll take a photo of it and then send it to my email and then share the screen. That's the only thing I know how. What's another way I could do it? I could send it to.
Send it to your email, open it up on your screen, and share the screen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking here. Okay.
Yeah, don't think that the Kings might not try to get Holiday as well. That could be the missing piece for them.
True. But I don't know if they have the assets as far as the salaries.
I'm not exactly a huge fan of what the Warriors have done this offseason, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard would have been nice.
Yeah, I still think they're too small. I don't know why.
This is something you might want to start talking about a little bit more now since basketball is getting close.
Yeah. I mean, didn't the Warriors see how the Lakers abused them going to the basket? Like it was just a layup line. Like, go ahead. Kevon Looney's a great rebounder, but he's not a shot blocker. He can't defend the rim. The Warriors won titles with JaVale McGee, Andrew Bogut, Zaza Pachulia, legitimate 7-foot+ centers, not 6'8", 6'9" guys that are just playing center. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know why they discount big men so much.
Is that pretty clear?
Yeah.
All right.
There it is.
We will. Oops.
I have tier 1 and I have the bottom one. I have Fields and Tua. Fields is a bench him now.
Is this fantasy or is this real quarterback? You think?
Who put this together?
I forget. I just saw it on X or
because you could do this yourself. If
I'm making one. I'm making one right now.
That's what we can discuss. I don't have. If this is real life QB, I don't have Herbert. I have Allen up there above Herbert.
I don't have Jordan Love as tier 2. That's completely wrong.
This must be fantasy. This is fantasy because it says bench him.
No, then Josh Allen would be number 1 and Lamar would be number 1 too.
Well, Josh Allen had a bad week 1. He threw 3 interceptions.
That's 1 week though. His last 2 weeks have been great.
Yeah. This is I think fantasy for sure.
Well, either fantasy or this year, at least, not just
maybe
overall.
Well, if it is fantasy, you can't put Tua as tier 2. I mean, he's just got an offense that's just really hot right now.
I mean, you can't put Jordan Love and
that's not because I have him. It's just a fact.
What do you guys want to do? You want to put this as you want to rate these as fantasy or regular real quarterbacks in the league just playing the game?
Let's do regular quarterback.
Yeah, I would. Okay, so number 1, tier 1, I'm going to go with Mahomes. And I might just keep Mahomes as his own tier.
The Mahomes tier.
Just like 1 and then 1A because he's such a winner that I don't know if anybody could share that with him.
I would put Allen and Hurts up there with him. Their body of work.
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
I have
no.
Hurts as tier 1 myself, but below. That's why I would put. I'd have a 1, and then I don't.
A 1A and a 1B.
I think Hurts is tier 2.
Yeah,
he wins.
he had a hell of a Super Bowl. I tell you, he played really well. They didn't lose that game because of him. He went toe to toe with Mahomes and in a lot of ways outplayed him. But Kansas City got a couple of breaks.
What do you think? They got Kyler Murray in tier 3.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
Look,
What, do you think he's better?
No, I think he's 4. I think they got too many quarterbacks there in 3. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
Damn, they got Andy
19,
Dalton above
22.
Justin Fields.
No, Justin Fields is like the
26.
worst.
They got
quarterback
30.
in the
They
league.
got 30 quarterbacks in there.
If he doesn't break out this week against Denver,
Where's Anthony Richardson? I don't see him in there. They don't have Anthony Richardson in there.
Is
you're
it?
right.
Do you think it's week to week then? Maybe.
This might be a week to, because it's bench them. Yep, it's bench these guys this week. That's what it is. Because it's based on their matchups. Like
Trevor Lawrence.
Buffalo has Washington, which is pretty good defense.
Trevor Lawrence has kind of not looked that great this year so far. In fact, Jacksonville in general is a little disappointing.
Los, I'm gonna disagree with you there.
Wow.
About Trevor Lawrence. Like Jacksonville as a whole hasn't looked good, but
Mhm.
I saw on Twitter a lot of plays where the receiver did not hold on to the ball. It was like perfectly placed balls, and the receiver just dropped it.
He
I
dropped
think-
the ball.
Yeah, against the Chiefs, they had a drive in the red zone where like 3 of his throws in the end zone were dropped, or the player didn't get his feet in. So I think Lawrence will even out a little bit. I think he's really good.
I loved him coming out of college. I loved
Mm-hmm.
him coming out of college. Yeah, I mean it's week 4, so I mean he's definitely got an opportunity to turn it around. That whole quarterback class though, my God, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, all number 1 picks. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Really
a bad
nothing.
class.
Mm-hmm.
Who made this? Stevie Wonder. I don't know, but I agree with Tua on the top tier as far as fantasy. The numbers are what the numbers are. Justin Herbert definitely.
You know who's in
I
number
have-
1 then? That it's Kirk Cousins. He's on. He should be on
Fantasy
first
wise,
tier.
yeah.
fantasy wise, yeah.
I think Kirk Cousins is a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
That's just me. Like in general, his defense has just been always horrible.
What's funny is that Cowboy fans that don't like Dak and call him the Black Kirk Cousins, and they're right next to each other.
Yep.
I think Stafford. Or would you take Stafford or Geno Smith?
That's a good question. I think they're both in like that same. I think
Week to week.
it's pretty week to week. I don't know.
Stafford's if Cup comes back and Stafford has Tutu and what is it, Paku? Yeah, what the names on that? If they
Tutu Paku.
yeah, I mean I'm bad with normal names. Now you got like difficult names, I'm screwed. But Stafford could do some things when Cup comes back and he's got that running back now that catches balls.
Williams?
Yeah, Kyron. Got rid of Akers. Akers is with Minnesota now.
Yeah, MF's got him. Williams and Puku.
This is make or break for Justin Fields this week. He's facing a really bad Denver defense at home. If he struggles this week, he might get benched.
Or traded.
Sadly, he may.
I just don't think Fields is good at all.
There's a lot of noise around him.
His mechanics are horrible. His vision's horrible.
But you know what? That's kind of funny. As good as Ohio State is at producing wide receivers,
CJ Stroud is like the first one so far who has.
I was
who's
going to
looking
say
good.
they haven't had a good quarterback come out of there
ever.
Like, yeah, I can't recall one.
I don't think there has been one.
CJ's looking nice. I got Nico Collins.
He's looking pretty good. I have Nico Collins in I think both of my leagues that I'm in, but Tank Dell is pretty good too.
You're Tank Dell. Who's got Tank Dell? I think MF's got Tank Dell too. Does he? I think.
Where would you guys rank Brock Purdy?
As far as
like just
fantasy or regular quarterback?
Regular quarterbacks, like numbers wise.
I'll tell you who's better. I'll take Mahomes, Herbert, Allen, Lamar. That's how many have I named?
4.
Hurts
5.
Lawrence
6. Probably Cousins.
I'd take Joe Burrow over him.
Oh, Burrow. I forgot Burrow.
8.
And
I might take Watson over him.
I'm not taking Watson. No way.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about Watson either. I think Purdy's in that 8 to 10 range.
Yep, that's why I have him.
He's right now he's playing at a really high level. They focus on what he can't do, and I'm guilty of that a little bit. I was like focused on, damn, he can't stretch a defense, he can't throw a deep ball, but man, he operates that offense flawlessly, and he does little subtle things that are just, his shuttle time was one of the fastest behind Lamar Jackson, which means that he can, in short area quickness, he's very, very fast. And I don't know if any of you have seen Purdy at practice with shorts on. Dude's lower body. He's got big legs. Yeah. He's strong lower body. So he may be short in height, and he's got big hands, so he can control the football. Even if he plays in rainy weather, he can control the football because he's got, I think, over 10-inch hands. So Purdy's playing good ball, man. I got to give him love.
Here's a good point for you guys. It says, question, would you trade Purdy for any of those QBs? I'm guessing the ones that you just mentioned. Keep in mind salary and contract.
No, because you can get a couple more years with him at $880,000. And the thing about Shanahan is I keep hearing that Purdy's the perfect quarterback because he doesn't question anything. He just runs his offense. How would Shanahan do with a guy? As weird as it sounds, I think if Shanahan had Mahomes, I think they might clash a little. Because Mahomes does things, completely off, the
off
play.
Script.
Off the script. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. As great as Mahomes is, I bet him and Shanahan would clash. Shanahan wants his offense to be the star. And with Purdy, It is the star. If Mahomes starts ad-libbing and the play is supposed to go a little 10-yard out to the wide receiver and Mahomes sees Ayuk streaking upfield or Danny Gray, who has a lot of speed, he's throwing it 60 yards downfield, touchdown. Can you imagine coming back to the sideline and Shanahan going, why'd you do that? Scoring touchdowns wins games. I don't know.
I think Tua and Brock Purdy are very similar. I think they're both sort of smaller quarterbacks who don't have great arms. They're not going to hit the deep shot over the top of the defender. But they run the offense in similar ways.
Doesn't it seem like
same coaches too?
Doesn't it? I've watched every Miami game this year. Doesn't it seem like Tua's hit some deep balls though?
He has. I think Tua, the thing with their offense is Tua will hit the deep throws more often. I think Purdy can hit the deep throws, but this year, especially the Rams game, he just completely airmailed 3 of them. And the Dolphins just have the burners to go over the top.
Mike McDaniel and that GM have put together one fast as hell team. So yeah, you're right. Like Tua's receivers can get a lot of separation. So it's easier to throw a deep ball that doesn't exactly have much zip on it because they're 10 yards behind the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the way he's scheming them up, it's not just Tyreek. Waddle's a damn good receiver. This kid
They scored
Berrios,
They scored 70 points without Waddle last week.
that's sick. That is sick. Yeah. This is going to be the game of the week is Miami and Buffalo. That is one I am definitely going to. Usually I watch Red Zone because I want to see all the players, but I'll be going back and forth. I want to see a lot of that Miami Buffalo game because those are the two best teams in that division. And it's not going to be Buffalo in December. It's going to be pretty decent weather, so that's going to help Miami. I would not be surprised if Miami won that game at all. I know people are talking all week that Miami doesn't have a defense, and they're going to hear that all week. They're going to be jacked up to play. Whether they do anything or not remains to be seen, but that will be a good game to watch for sure. Hope the Niners don't let down, man. Don't look ahead to Dallas.
I don't think they will. I
don't think so either.
I think this season, Kyle and the whole team sort of have a different demeanor around them.
Yep.
They're taking it week to week, and I don't think
That's why I picked them over Pittsburgh week 1. I said they're going to come out.
I don't think any games this season are going to be trap games. I think they're going to take care of business whenever they should take care of business. And I think Kyle's looking at McDaniel's game last week against the Broncos, and he's like, "You scored 70 points, and people are talking about you now more than me. People are looking at your plays more than they're looking at mine." I think he's going to want to put a statement on the board. I wouldn't be surprised if they score 50 points. I wouldn't.
Eric, highlight MF's comment about the Raiders.
About the Raiders?
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
there you go.
That's interesting. Whew, I would love Max Crosby as another pass rusher on that other end. Whew, that would be nasty. And Eric, yeah, I would love the Niners to get Patrick Surtain. He's a lockdown corner.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you can move Diamondor inside to slot receiver or a slot corner. Damn, that would be a really, really nasty D.
Two moves that I think if you make these two moves, then I think you should be the Super Bowl favorites. Patrick Surtain and Daniil Hunter. I think if you can secure those players, you're going to be one hell of a team, and you're going to have one hell of a defense. I mean, even better than last year. Because if you can have Surtain Jr. and Charvarius Ward on the outside, you can just play press man all day, and you can leave both of those guys on islands and just let the pass rush do the work. And if you have a defensive line of Bosa, Hargrave, Armstead, and Daniil Hunter, that's insane.
That's filthy.
Hey, Minnesota loses. Minnesota loses. Who's Minnesota got this week? I got to make my pick still.
Look at that.
Take a look.
Minnesota has the Panthers. They should beat the Panthers.
At Carolina or in Minnesota?
I think it's at Carolina.
At Carolina.
Yeah. Don't put it past them.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the Niners brain trust got together, because they have, I believe, after they redid a few contracts, they have somewhere in the neighborhood of 47, 49 million under the cap. They could make a big move for 2 or 3 players, or get one really monster player in there and still be okay. I think if the Niners were smart, they might want to get a player that matches up the best against Kansas City. I think at the end of the day, that I personally feel confident with the Niners playing anybody except Kansas City.
Yep.
On paper, they have a better team than Kansas City, but as long as they got 15 as their quarterback, right now they have the Niners number. And if they play in the Super Bowl, that's why them losing to the Rams when the Bengals were in there was so frustrating, because I think they would have murdered the Bengals.
Oh, I think so too. I think that would have been a bloodbath.
So frustrating because you knew the Bengals were already in. It's like, oh great, Mahomes not there.
Third time too. It would have been the third matchup between.
Yeah, it would have been the third matchup with them. And Tart drops that interception. That was
man,
brutal. God. But I really think that at the end of the day, if the Niners get home field, I'm very confident that they can beat Philly.
Me too. Yeah. Philly lost their offensive and defensive coordinator. Their offense seems not as explosive, and their defensive pass coverage isn't as good this year.
Yeah. So I'm confident against anybody from the NFC. I'm confident against Cincinnati. Buffalo, I think, would be a really hard game. I think they would handle Miami. It's just Kansas City, man. I think if they play Kansas City again in the Super Bowl, they can't have the philosophy of, well, let's control the ball, let's keep.
No, they gotta attack and be aggressive.
Let's keep that's where Shanahan gets in trouble, and that's what frustrates me a lot about him. Is he has an offense right now that can go toe to toe with Mahomes, and he has a better defense. So instead of going in with this game plan, remember what he did at the end of first half against Kansas City? He had the ball, and he basically ran out the clock, ran 2 times up the middle because he didn't want to get
the Super Bowl
ball again instead of attacking them. Kansas City doesn't have a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
So if
the one thing I'll say about Kansas City is they're beatable. They have some flaws. And if you look at the box score last year when they played the Chiefs, it doesn't look good. It's like, oh yeah, they got blown out. But keep in mind, it was the middle of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter or something, the Niners scored, and it was 28-24, was it? Or
28-23.
28-23. And the
Jimmy
Chiefs were on offense.
In the end zone, right?
Jimmy threw that pick in the end zone in the first half, but then it was 28-23. The Chiefs were on offense. Bosa got a sack. It was 3rd and 15. It was the Super Bowl all over again. And Tarvarius Ward just got beat flat out by Valdez Scantling, I think.
That can't happen.
That can't happen. But he was also nursing a groin injury, I'm pretty sure, that had kept him out the previous game against Atlanta. So I think if that 3rd and 15 had really, when they got the 3rd and 15 and Mahomes didn't complete that pass, they could have won that game. But once they completed that pass, they had total control of the clock and total possession of the ball. It was over from that point on. Just that one moment can just change an entire game.
Just like the Super Bowl, it just came down to a few plays. Kansas City made them, and the Niners didn't. And that if they play them again in the Super Bowl, they have to have the mentality of, we're going to score every time we have the ball. F them, F their defense. And if you remember the Super Bowl, their defensive coordinator started dialing up the blitz, and the blitz really bothered Garoppolo. He got happy feet. He threw balls that were batted down at the line of scrimmage. He held it, got sacked. Purdy can beat the blitz a lot better.
He can.
But Shanahan's got to turn him loose. If he tries to play ball control again and let's keep the ball away from Mahomes, F that. Just keep scoring every time. I got confidence the Niners D can stop Mahomes. If they have the ball 8 times, I think they can make them punt 3 times. So that means you got to score almost every time. So maybe not getting more defense is what the Niners need to do. Maybe you call the Raiders and say, what do you want for Devontae Adams? He's unhappy. Can you imagine Devontae Adams with Ayuk and with Debo and with Kittle and with CMC? F Kansas City, man. We'll beat them 47-37.
I would kind of be opposed to that just because at some point it's a little bit too much. And at some point there's a little too many weapons. And keep in mind, Ayuk wants to be paid. Debo has already been paid and is, I don't know, top 8 in top 5 in receiver money. Devontae Adams is a seasoned vet. He's a future Hall of Famer. Christian McCaffrey makes like $15 million a year. George Kittle makes like $18 million a year. At some point, if these guys aren't getting the ball, they're gonna get frustrated. And I'm not like these guys are selfless. Yeah, Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, they're gonna sacrifice for the team. But Ayuk wants to get paid, and he's gonna get a bag. And if they bring in Devontae, I mean, I don't know that it would change much, really. I think they can score 30 with having with Purdy's bad game, with the bad Purdy game. I think if Purdy is on, they can score 50 or 60, just like the Dolphins. And I don't know if Devontae Adams would do much to really separate them.
This would definitely be something that would be kind of like the Rams philosophy, like just go all in to win the Super Bowl this year. And whatever happens, if they win it and we have to break up some of the team next year, get rid of some contracts, maybe Debo goes. I don't know. Or maybe you just keep Devontae for 1 year and then you trade him. Thank you for the Super Bowl. See you later. I don't know. But I just think everybody's like focused on, okay, let's get Surtain and then let's get another pass rusher. Well, Mahomes has beaten the Eagles, who had a great D last year, and he beat the Niners in 19 when they had a great D. So great defenses don't bother Mahomes. He's going to score. So to beat him, you got to outscore him. You got to have an offense that can just go toe-to-toe with him. So maybe if it's not Devontae Adams, maybe it's an all-pro right guard that can stop Chris Jones. Because like Haruku said, Chris Jones absolutely killed the Niners in the Super Bowl. They could not block him. Mm-hmm. Why they didn't double team him when he's the only guy on their D line other than Frank something that was decent, I have no idea. But this that Super Bowl still bothers me because the Niners outplayed Kansas City for 3.5 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
That 3rd and 15 was just brutal.
It was, but I'm going to make this point. How much time was left on the clock? After
when they were up 20-10?
No, when Garoppolo missed that 3rd and 15. Or whatever, 3rd and 10, when Garoppolo missed that.
Emmanuel Sanders?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I want to say like
a minute and a half.
2 minutes?
Do we really think Mahomes wouldn't have drove down the field and gotten a field goal? Do we really think that wouldn't have happened?
I would have had no confidence in the Niners to stop him. None.
No. I mean, he scored in 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That old school way of thought that defense wins championships, not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice thought, but not anymore.
It's an offensive-driven league.
They're handcuffed too much, man. They're way too handcuffed. You can't hit the quarterback. You can't hit the wide receiver. So,
nope. Can't touch the wide receiver.
Get more offense. That's how you
get more offense. And I just think they have enough weapons. They have enough weapons as it is. If they're going to get something, I would, to really put them over the top, you got to get a premium offensive lineman, or I really think another defensive end outside of Bosa, like an established defensive end outside of Bosa, would be really good and really beneficial, because Drake Jackson's pretty good, but he's also 23, 24, and he's still developing. So he's not gonna be on his A game every game.
Eric, I agree. I was not a fan with the Niners just rushing 4 against Mahomes the whole Super Bowl. I mean, they didn't show him anything different. I like defensive coordinators that mix it up. And when the game was on the line, they did what they always do. They rushed 4. They played a soft zone defense, and you know what happened. So,
hey, Roku, check your.
I knew that's what Dan was doing.
We've been working on stuff for weeks. Nothing's gotten done.
You're going to forget what trades you have out there, and you're going to be like, half my team's gone. What happened?
Talk. Do you remember what happened to David Carr? Houston ruined him. They let him get sacked over 70 times a year.
That's an average more than 1 sack every single quarter all year long. Yeah, it's crazy. That's not lowballing you. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever get a deal done, Heroku and I. Jeez.
But
Los, what do
did
you
have a
think?
trade earlier.
What do you think is going to happen week 5 against Dallas? What do you think?
Against Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
No,
gonna
I
be-
don't. That's not the case. I didn't send you. That one's canceled, Heroku. You sent me that one.
It'll
Jeez.
be another low scoring game.
You think
But
so?
I think the Niners. Yeah, I just think Dallas kind of knows what the Niners like to do, and they take that away from them. But they did lose Diggs, so
They lost Diggs, and I think
huge.
at this point in his career, Stephon Gilmore is a good number 2 corner. But if he has to cover number 1, I think he's just cooked. He's getting old. He's pretty good still, but he's just not as fast. He doesn't have his
I
legs.
could see like a 24-14, 24-17 Niner win.
Yeah, I don't trust.
I don't think Dak's going to do much against the Niners D.
I don't trust Dak one bit. I think.
Yeah, at all.
I don't
And
think
they're
I don't think
try,
he's good.
They're going to try to run the ball with Pollard, and they'll have limited success. They're going to make Dak have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So.
And it's all because Dallas lost like 2 or 3 of their offensive linemen this past week against Arizona.
Are they going to be back for week 5?
That's a good question. I think they should be back, but are they going to be dinged up? Are they going to be a little slow? I don't know. I just think Dallas is a bad matchup for the Niners because Mike McCarthy is just not it, and they mesh well because Dak isn't a mobile quarterback. He can move around in the pocket a little bit, but he's not mobile. That's what gives this team that's what this team's kryptonite is. It's the mobile quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Should be interesting, but can't stand the Cowboys, man. I got so many friends that are Cowboy fans. Boy, no matter how many times they get their ass beat, they're still chirping. I was like, damn, you guys are glutton for punishment, man. But whatever. They were pretty quiet this week.
They were.
Arizona showed the blueprint on how to beat Dallas, like hit them right in the mouth and run right at them. Don't get in the 3rd and longs against them and let them use that speed and that pass rush. Then you're going to get in trouble. But you can run directly right at them all day.
You run right at Micah Parsons because that's the thing. That's Nick Bosa's kryptonite. It's Micah Parsons' kryptonite. Whenever you watch the Chiefs versus Niners, go back and watch that Chiefs versus Niners game last year. The Chiefs scored 2 touchdowns with McCole Hardman, I think, running jet sweeps right at Bosa, and he just whiffed because these pass rushers are just all quarterback. They're focused on the sacks.
Andy Reid made Shanahan look bad in that game. He outcoached him. He used jet sweep against him. You remember the Super Bowl? How many times Debo was running jet sweeps in the first half?
In the first half, and then second half,
and then they stopped it. Hey, let's stop what's working. They can't stop it. Let's go away from it. Let's let Jimmy win the game for us.
Same thing in the NFC Championship game. He got 1 touch in the second half, I think, if that.
Hey guys, real quick, I'm gonna play a clip real quick. Tell me what you think, Los. This is gonna be right up your alley, I think.
What's up?
Hold on one second.
What medicals we talking about?
Hold on one second. Let me do this real quick. Go for it. I'll be there in a minute.
Will, what medicals? That's funny. Where'd it go? Where'd that comment go? Going forward, I will need medicals when trading with Dan. Traded me damaged goods. Who did I trade you? I gave you Mostert, which came back to bite me.
If you're trading with Dan live while we're on the show, Will Martinez, that's just going to give me incentive to whoop you even harder. Like,
Oh, listen to this.
don't disrupt Dan while he's live on the show. Do that before or after the show, man.
All right, here we go. Right up your alley.
Do his job.
Here we go.
Right, Bora?
Yep.
That's what we're here for.
Get this.
I'm gonna look at my phone and I'm gonna do a mortgage loan for 40 minutes while I'm on air. Hey guys, so I'll see you in 40 minutes. I got to do this application.
Alrighty.
I'm just talking shit.
You guys see who this is, right?
Yeah, that's Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald. All right, here we go.
Oh, I like him. I like him.
Talk about stealing bases.
Yeah, how about that? We can play audio as long as I got that up there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Here we go.
Bring speed to this team and make it exciting for the fans to watch. So not just getting the first round of the way, but getting two, I think was probably pretty exciting for people to see. I knew that once I got up here, I'd be able to steal success.
Oh, what a jump. What a
huge jump.
It's the part of my game that I can consistently
That's my kind of player.
Defense and base running. Hitting's going to be up and down, but I pride myself in being a good base runner, so that wasn't really a surprise for me there.
Nice.
Hey, I said this the other day. There's something about that kid I like. He can play different positions. I want him on the roster.
Classic utility man.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to be like our starting left fielder for 150 games, but I want him to be able to move around. Play
How about he's a rookie. Let's let him get good at one position. I'm tired of seeing these guys going all over the place.
Well, some guys are cut out to be.
They are, but he's a rookie.
But I mean, some guys are built more like a Chris Taylor. They're not going to be a star standout player, but you can play them.
If another head of baseball ops says he could do it, okay, then I don't believe anything that Farhan says.
Well, I can see it in him, but I don't see it in, guys like Schmidt and that have the ability to be a Gold Glover. Leave him at third base. Luciano, let him play shortstop next year.
Let him develop at shortstop.
And if he doesn't cut it, where he's not the great of a shortstop, make him a right fielder, whatever. Or, but a guy like Fitzgerald reminds me of a taller Chris Taylor. He's got speed. He's 6'3".
He's 2020 the last 2 years. I mean, so he's the type of guy that I've been talking about. They need to get a guy that they need to get players that can hit for average, have a little power, and has speed, because that speed will help in the outfield, or if he plays in the infield, then he has range to get the balls. I like him, man. So
the thing about stealing bases too is it's not just about speed. You saw Wade Meckler. He has elite sprint speed, and he didn't even attempt to steal a base. It's about the jump and what you see.
Saw that jump that he got.
saw that jump. It's about having the baseball instincts, and Fitzgerald has those baseball instincts. Meckler doesn't, at least yet.
Yeah,
because Meckler went through. This is his first year in professional baseball, and he went through the whole system. So he can. I'm positive he can develop that. But Fitzgerald,
that part of his game. You're talking about that part of his game.
Exactly. Fitzgerald isn't the fastest, but he gets good jumps. And I think I'm gonna try to pull up this stat that Pavlovich.
It's safe to say, Bora, that none of the 17 Giant coaches work with anybody when it comes to good base running and getting leads and getting good jumps. I mean, what are we earning our salary for? Like, is there any coach that has any base stealing or anticipation or how to read a pitcher's move to the plate so they can get good jumps? Is anybody working with them? I mean, I would love Fitzgerald to work with Meckler, because you're right. Like, one has incredible speed, but the other guy is the one that's actually stealing bases. Like, let those two kids work together and let Fitzgerald say, hey, this is what you need to do. You got way more speed than me. You should be doing some stuff. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, work these things out so you can get better. Let's see what Matos does in an off season. Let's see what Ramos does. I mean, I like a lot of their young talent. Luciano. God, I would love to go to spring training next year. New manager, new general manager, and all these young guys really be given a chance. And like 5 or 6 of them are in the opening day lineup. And if they don't make the playoffs, but these guys learned and got better towards the end of the year to go to 25, I, as a 45-year Giant fan, am okay with it.
You know, I think a lot of fans would be okay with it because they would see the progression.
Yeah.
Earlier in the year, that I think they would be pretty pissed, but when you start to see the progression just by watching the game, if the game is a little more exciting, if you're starting to win a little more, it gives you hope, and the young players can do that. The tweet from Pavlovich. Tyler Fitzgerald picked up his first stolen base and did it easily. He's now 33 for 36 across 3 levels. That's something you just can't teach. That's instincts.
Right.
Where's
You
this
mean
guy?
talent?
Where's this guy been? He's like 26. Like,
Yeah, Senior's been talking about him. I'll give him credit. Senior has been talking about him for quite a while.
you know,
now.
he could be another Yaz. Like, as much as I get on Yaz, he had a couple nice years when he first came to the Giants. He was a late bloomer, and then he kind of deteriorated. But
Here, Los, I'm gonna push back on that. I'm gonna pull up Mike Yastrzemski's stats
his
right
first
now.
2 years with the Giants were pretty good.
His first 2 years with the Giants were good, but his first
That's what I mean. And then he deteriorated.
2019 he played 107 games. 2020 he played 54. 2021 he played 139, and 2022 he played 148. This season he's played 102. So I think, has he gotten worse, or is this just who he is, where in short periods of time he's a pretty good player, but when you stretch that out a little bit, when he plays a full season, he's just not that good, and he never has been.
And if you think about it, these last couple of years, he's fighting more injuries and he's getting older.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and let's wait and see what Fitzgerald can do. I don't think Yaz was ever threatening 20 stolen bases or even 30 or 20 stolen bases. He had a little bit of power.
Kepler called him in the office and told him to balance the smoke, kid. That's pretty good. Look at Dan working deals. Look at him. We're on his channel and he's working deals.
Only thing to look forward to besides Sunday's 49er game.
Oh,
we could talk wrestling.
Yeah, we could get in some wrestling. That was some good discussion yesterday. Yeah.
Peace out, everybody. I'm out.
Hey, we'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Scared. I feel like I'm watching the Giants. I'm bored.
What the
heck? At least if we talked wrestling, you could focus on the trades then.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're not even listening to what we're saying.
There you go.
Wrestling time. You should turn this into a wrestling show or something. I don't know. I mean, if we had some real wrestling highlights, maybe that might be good. Might be interesting.
Have you reached out at all to Shasky again, Dan, or was it just that one
I
time?
haven't. No, he's not available in the evenings because of work. Got to get up early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when these games end at freaking 9.
Unless it was a Saturday, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I'll get him on. Playoff time will be interesting. We'll get Ned on during the playoffs.
We should get Baller on again. Talk some football and basketball. Eric
Ned
yeah, he's good at both. Yeah.
Yeah.
And get your brother too for basketball.
Yeah, my brother's definitely.
Just help him out with StreamYard.
Yeah, he needs help with that for sure.
Well, we are 2 hours in. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna call it a night, guys.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, it's 11:45. I'm definitely done. It's like, man, this game late. All right, man. We did get one deal done today.
Yeah,
in fantasy between me and
Cameron.
Thank you. Just like my mind went blank there. What was the deal? Christian Watson
you gave up Watson and Singletary for Pierce. Right?
Damon Pierce coming my way. So that deal will be done. Others could be following, but most likely
Eugene
toward the end of the week.
doesn't strike. Have you ever heard of that there, Los? Of a wrestler named Eugene?
Yeah, I remember him. He's some nerd character.
Was he? I can't remember. And I guess I have to see him this
Hey,
year.
congratulations to all those out there who took the Giants and the under.
Oh, that
Earlier in
means
the year, which
Sean
was-
won some money.
Yeah, Lou Marston, he's got under 81, I believe. Some were at 82. I think he got his at 81. So one more loss. Lulu, winner, chicken dinner.
Wow.
Thanks to the disastrous meltdown of the Giants. Will Martinez says Ayuk is available for a running back number 1. All right, well, I'll check my Farhan statistician computer books, and maybe I'll be coming your way. We'll
This
see.
was a legendary show because Bora pushed back on me 3 different times
Oh,
on
hell.
3 different topics, and I'm okay with that. You don't have to agree
Yep.
and have good debate, and so proud of you. Good job.
Yep. Exactly.
Good job.
To make good
2004.
content.
Yep.
2000.
Now the only thing you got to do is get a win.
Are you sure it's not 2000?
Amazing when you
is
actually
it 2004?
back and forth on the show.
Is it 2004 or 2003?
4.
Or
You sure? Because I see 0 and 3. I see.
Oh man.
well, if he loses this week, it will be.
It will be
Yeah.
04. It will be 2000.
If I lose this week, I'm trading my whole team for a new team.
I'll be calling you.
My phone lines are open.
Phone line. Don't ever quit at 0 and 4, man. I was 0 and 4 last year, and I got known as Late Night Dealing Dan. Can't let that reputation go to waste. Join this league at your own. What's that word? Your own
Risk.
risk or apparel. What's that? Not apparel. Your own peril. right?
Oh, at your own peril. Yeah.
Yeah. You never know. Just hey.
Oh, look at this. Ayuk for Robinson, Bora.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with you, Will. I'm sorry.
There we go.
I'm not dealing with you, Will.
Bijan for Ayuk? I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to say no.
Call him Tuesday after if he's 0-4. You might be open to it.
Hold on. Will, I'm going to look at your team right now. Let's go buck yourself. Okay.
No. Oh, yeah. Will Martinez, yeah.
Let's see what Will's got here.
Hey Eric, we were talking about wrestling entrances.
Yeah.
I saw after the show, I started looking at some. I forgot Jericho had a nice entrance.
Yeah, you were talking about the Y2J.
Break the walls down. I had to hear that again. His debut in WWE with The Rock in the ring, that was sick. I love that music. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, he had a lot of rock. He has a podcast, I think, doesn't he?
I think a lot of them do.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of them. I know Bischoff has got one, and a whole bunch of guys got them.
Yep. MF is shopping Pakua.
No way.
Yeah, he is. It's right there.
Yeah,
the
come on.
guy's questionable to play every week, and
And then comes out
his
and
numbers are going to go down when Cup gets back. Shit, hopefully week 5.
I'll give you Khalil Herbert for him.
For who? Pakua?
Will Martinez. I'll be waiting for your call Tuesday, Bora. Who you
Not
going
gonna
against,
get it.
Bora?
Truck, I think. No, wait. No, I went on. I'm going with Sean.
Oh, damn. McCaffrey's going to kill it.
Yep.
And that's what happened to me.
All right, Will, send me a deal. I can't make it. Send me Ayuk. I'll give you. You want RB1?
You're gonna trade Ayuk and then trade back for him?
Yeah, I was just going to say that you just traded
Sure,
away.
if he's going to give me Ayuk, I'll give him Henry. Henry, give me Ayuk and Mostert.
No comment.
He wants to give Mostert back. He traded away Ayuk and Mostert, and now he wants him back.
Hey, if I can get him back, take him back, man. My goal is to get to 100 transactions. Now, how many's Yahoo limited you to? Oh, that's your baseball. Maybe in football, maybe they limit you there too. I don't know. Eric L. When do Romo and I play? I don't know. I don't know when I play Bora. I've already waxed one of these co-hosts off. The guy spinning. I left him spinning in his chair a couple weeks ago. He's had vertigo ever since I just completely destroyed him. He's been spinning around just like that. Completely lost his marbles. Can't sleep at night.
Look at
All
that,
because
Dan.
of you, Dan.
Mark says Dan's team is now called the Indian Givers. Will Martinez, Mostert isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, he is. He's going to the bench when Wilson comes back and a chain takes his spot. Mostert's not going to produce anymore. That was like the 2021 Giants. An aberration. Complete aberration. You think Mostert's not going to score more than 15 points the rest of the year in a single game?
Why you want him back?
Depth. Yeah. Mostert's a chain's going to take over the lead role, and Wilson will come in and watch. Besides, Mostert's he's due to get some kind of injury or something soon, right? Doesn't he get always hurt? Los is saying, "Get me out of here! Kill this show! Kill it!
Run on sentence.
Kill it! Kill it!"
Run on.
You want to kill it?
Remember, we're the show that's famous for saying we're going to leave Chardon on for 5 minutes,
There we go.
and he goes on an hour.
Yeah, I'm out
There's
of here, guys.
Chardon.
Close. Arrivederci. Ciao. See you Friday night
Woo, Friday.
after the Giants-Dodgers.
See you.